Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today, Combat Patrol Bonanza, where we have the Sisters of Battle fighting the Witch Cult of Strife. Let's dive in to the 9th edition action.
The Dark King.
Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report for 9th edition. We've got the Sisters of Battle, or the Adepta Sororitas, led by Rob. Say hi, Rob.
Hello!
And me, playing Cult of Strife, Witches, Lilith Hesperax, Beast Packs, all the stuff you never see ever. So we're going to be playing Combat Patrol Mission 2, Outriders. There are 4 objectives on the board. But let's dive in to the armies. They're 25 power level each, 500 points approximately. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And here we have 25 power level, or about 500 points worth of Drukhari. And it is Witch Cult of Strife. You don't see witch cults very often, so I thought I'd pull them out for a game. And leading the pack is, of course, Lilith Hesperax herself. She is the warlord. She does have Blood Dancer as a warlord trait. I'm really excited to play with her because I haven't in a long time. So, thumbs up for Lilith. Then as the troops, we've got 9 witches with a blast pistol succubus, hecatrix, with a +1 toughness on them. We have a raider with all the goodies. Then we have 5 scourge with haywire. We have a Beastmaster. She has the relic, the free relic, or he has the relic, the Triptych Whip, and of course his drug's a +1 attack. And then to round it off, 2 beast packs. We have the Warg Beasts, the Warp Beasts, and of course the Clawed Fiend, one of my favorite models. You don't get to play these very often because they definitely die in competitive play very, very quickly. But this is the army. Lilith is cool because she can basically pick her combat drug every battle round, essentially, making it really neat. She can just kind of bounce around and stuff. She has lots of attacks, and I'm excited to see what the witches can do against the faithful Adepta Sororitas. Let's see what they brought. And here we have 25 power level, about 500 points of Sisters of Battle, the Adepta Sororitas. This is a combat patrol force of a single patrol, because that's kind of how this works. Okay, so with that in mind, Rob, what have you brought to play against the Drukhari today?
All right, well, today I brought lovely Cannon S right out front. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then next, she's just with Blessed Blade and Plasma Pistol, I guess, right now.
Yeah, or an Inferno Pistol.
Yeah. And then next to her, we have our troop choice, just a Battle Sister squad with a Flamer, a Simulacrum in the back, and then a Multi-Melta.
Yeah, and a Plasma Pistol on the Sergeant. Mm-hmm. One of the beautiful things about playing with power level, you don't have to worry about what your units are equipped with. You just collect it, put what's available on it, and then play it on the table. And that's it.
Yeah, right in the middle there, we have the Seraphim squad, the Power Sword on the Seraphim Superior, and then one of them has twin hand flamers.
2 of them do.
2 of them have twin
hand flamers. Yeah, because you're going to have 2 in every 5, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And then next to that is the Repentia, I guess, unit together, the Sisters Repentia, and then the Repentia Superior.
Yeah, and it whips them into shape.
Yes. And then to top it all off, we have a Exorcist.
Yeah, Exorcist. It does have a heavy bolter, technically. That was a conversion that was made before the new models were released. Thank you to Best Overall Painting for painting these sisters. They are old school, but they still work. Let's dive in to the mission. Oh, Warlord trait, anything like that? Relic?
Yeah, the Warlord trait is Beacon of Faith, because extra miracle dice.
Of course.
Yeah, and the Relic is the Mantle, which gives the Warlord a 3+ invulnerable save.
Oh, very cool. And what's your Sisters of Battle trait thingy?
We're going into the Valorous Heart.
Okay, so ignore AP1s and 2s? Okay.
Yeah, and for my Sacred Rites, I'm actually going to roll.
Okay. Oh, 2. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to put your faith in the Emperor.
So we'll roll for that when time comes. But there we go. Valorous Heart for the Feel No Pain and the Ignore AP1, essentially. There are no magnifiers, so no AP1 and 2, but Ignore and AP1 is pretty snazzy against some of the guns in the Drukhari army. It just in general makes them very durable, which is awesome. Okay, let's dive into the game. And here we are at the mission. It is essentially table quarters, so one will be on this little corner, and one will be on that little corner. There are 4 objectives. Right now we're in the selecting secondary objectives part, but I wanted to go through the terrain. Now this terrain is from miniaturescenery.com. Really cool Eldari style terrain, and I love how the new keywords and traits for the terrain really interacts fantastically with stuff that you might have in your collection. It's really, really cool. So we've decided to make this light cover. It's not going to be dense. It's going to be light cover and area terrain. Everything is area terrain. So any part of the base, if you're on it or within it, if you're a beast, cavalry, or that sort of thing, you get light cover, so +1 save for shooting. Then that is also going to be light cover as well, and area terrain. We've decided to make this dense, not obscuring, but dense, just because it's shooting through it might be hard to land a shot. And we've decided to make these 2 large sails obscuring and light cover. So they will obscure to the edge of the base here, unless you're like touching it, in which case you can be seen and see. There's true line of sight other than that, giving us some stuff to hide behind as well as things to maneuver around while we go for the objectives. So let us know what you think down below. And now we're going into picking our secondary objectives. And here we have the deployment. So we went back and forth. I chose to put the Scourge in Deep Strike. He chose to put his Seraphim in Deep Strike, which is about right. And I declared that I was putting the Witches and Lilith in the Raider. I did put all the dogs up here basically to soak up some firepower, draw some attention to them, as well as I put the Clawed Fiend and the Beast Pack Master back here. So this is going to be very interesting. As for secondaries, Rob, what secondaries did you take?
I took Raise the Banners.
Right, which is the same one I took.
Yeah.
Basically, just progressive. We're going to try and get banners as we go.
Yeah. I took Slay the Warlord because that's my mission, to get rid of the...
Get rid of Lilith. Get rid of Lilith Asparax. It is only 6 points. However, it could be a very easy 6 points. And since Lilith has to be in your face, it'll be interesting to see if she can just pass those saves.
And then my last one is While We Stand, which is you choose your 3 models worth the most points, which for me is the Canoness, the Repentia Superior, and the Exorcist. And for each of those at the end of the battle that are still standing, I get 5 secondary points. Which
is awesome, which kind of forces me to have to deal with them if I don't want you to just max out those points. Yeah. So that's going to come in handy. You did roll 2 dice for your Sacred Rites, and you rolled boxcars.
Yes, double 6s, which is Light of the Emperor, which lets me re-roll morale tests for all my units.
There you go. Now, we are playing in the garage, so if you hear any noise, it is Garage Hammer. I did set up the lighting so you can see, because we are using COVID regulation, masks and whatnot as well, keeping safe to bring you some cool content. My secondaries were Raise the Banners. I also went for... engage on all fronts, essentially recon to get over it. And I went for domination, which means at the end of my player turn, I have to just control more than half the objectives on the board. So if I control 3, I get 3 points. That's pretty much it. But it does force me to do it every turn if I want to max it out. It is hard. Like these are not easy to max out, especially when you only have 500 points on the table at 25 power level. It's like, okay, so we'll see how that goes. So with that, it is a roll-off. Let's see who chooses to go first or second. Hiya! Oh, it's a tie. Okay, you rolled a 2. Man, this lighting is terrible for these dice. Okay, I rolled a 1.
I also rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2 twice. I rolled a 1 after 2. Would you like to go first or second?
I will go second.
Yeah, I thought you would. I can't really shoot you or anything. Yeah. You're just going to basically wait for me to get onto objectives and then just blast me off the table because this is obscuring. The only thing I can really see are them, but I don't really have any guns. I've got the Raider. That's pretty much it. Okay, so let's dive into the game. Lilith Asparax atop her Raider tells the real Space Raid, well, in this case, the defending Space Raid, to advance to the enemy. Combat Patrol, Drukhari turn 1, end of the movement phase. So Rob did spend a command point to re-roll one of the 6s, because you can't re-roll it off the bat. And he did get the Passion, so he gets extra hits in close combat, which is pretty snazzy. And his Miracle Dice was 1. At the start of his turn, though, he will get another Miracle Dice from the Faith Beacon of Faith, which is good. So he's got lots of Miracle Dice, plus the ones that are useful when you need to just survive from morale, pretty much. Yep. The infantry beast pack master, even though he's on a jet bike, he's going to start raising the banner on this objective here. And then I've moved these puppies on that objective, and I turbo boosted with a enhanced sail, so 22 inches up over here. So I'm controlling both of these. They're within the table quarters to give me 2 points for engaging on all fronts, because I can't really get into that quarter yet. And then I've got their gun, which is more than likely going to go into the Repentia. So we'll see what happens as we move into the shooting phase. But yes, this is the initial gambit as the Drukhari begin the encirclement. The most exciting close shooting phase of all time. I spent a command point to Phantasm Grenade Launcher, Torment Grenade, the Repentia, because they're inside the obscuring. So that means I can draw line of sight to them with true line of sight. So I was able to see them, I'm in range. However, the Disintegrator Cannon missed, and the Phantasm missed as well. So no Torment Grenade Launcher there. Oh well. So with that, I will take my 3 points for domination and 2 points for engage on all fronts, and I will defer the turn to Rob. Rob, your first turn. And here we are after movement turn 1 for the Sisters of Battle. The Sister Squad has moved off to the side together with the Exorcist. The Repentia Superior has decided to start raising a banner, because if the Canoness does, they lose the reroll 1s to hit ability in the shooting phase. They're going to target, of course, a raider full of witches.
Yeah.
And then the Repentia have advanced 5 inches. Now, of course, when you move now, you ignore any distance that's up basically an inch in height. So they were just able to move their 11 inches after a 5 inch. And then they have a stratagem to advance and charge as well. So it seems like they're going to come and try and fight some puppy dogs. Good old puppy dogs. Yep. Oh, and on the other note, he rolled a 6 for his extra faith dice.
Yes! For the Andor!
The 2 best rolls, a 1 and a 6. With that, we move into the shooting phase. End of the turn for the Sisters of Battle. In shooting, the Raider has 2 wounds remaining. He used a stratagem to ignore negative modifiers to hit with the Exorcist. I did put 2 wounds on. I did pass 1 5-up invul save, but then he did 6 damage right off the bat. And then all the bolters shot in as well and did 2 more damage. So it lived with 2 wounds left. The Repentia then used a Miracle Dice to automatically basically make this charge in, killed 1 puppy. The puppies have a crazy amount of attacks. I haven't used them in a long time. 4 attacks each at strength 4. So they murdered the 4 Repentia left. However, he did use, what's it called? A stratagem where when they die on a 4+,
Final redemption. They take mortal wounds. So he was able to kill another puppy dog in while dying. So 2 dogs died. So then they were only leadership 4. So I failed morale. So 1 more ran away. And then I rolled attrition for the 3 left. And they were fine. So they didn't run away. Cool. So with that, we move into Drukhari turn number 2. But the Seraphim haven't even arrived. And this is still a very early game. And here we are after turn 2 movement. Sorry, my voice just went weird there for a second. The Beast Pack Master has moved, because it moves 14 inches, which is crazy, over there, and is now investigating that site. The puppy dogs just moved around the Beast Pack Master to protect the Beast Pack Master from deep striking Seraphim. Then we had the witches disembark from the Raider and move up with Lilith. No command points means no Overwatch, so they're gonna just run in. There's gonna be fighting. It's gonna be great fun. And the Raider moved up while the Scourge deep struck here to essentially target the Exorcist and a couple of shots into the Sisters of Battle. But with that, we're moving into the shooting phase of turn 2. The witches landed at the end of the turn.
I was able to put 8 wounds on that exorcist. Didn't pass any feel no pains, which is a shame because normally they pass a few. And then basically did 6 wounds here, and this put another 2 with the Tormentor grenade launcher that actually hit this time. Then Lilith and the witches charged in and killed all the Sisters of Battle, losing 2 witches in return. Because Lilith had gone for +1 strength, so she was wounding on 3s. She's actually pretty cool. She does a lot of work. So as we move into turn number 2 for the Sisters of Battle, the Celestians are looking to come down to turn the tide of battle. Yes, other than that, sadly the flag is gone and the no points are scored for primary. End of movement phase, turn 2. The Sisters have come down. You got more miracle dice, and he's currently shooting with the stratagem of angelic descent or whatever. He's shooting all the flamers and everything into the Scourge in the movement phase. And then he'll be able to shoot in the shooting phase as well, which is going to be really good. The Exorcist moved over that way, and he decided to keep the characters in close combat with the witches to try and thin out the herd of witches. End of battle round number 2. The Sisters of Battle tried to gather what they could in reinforcements and strike back at the heart of the Drukhari. There's not much left on either side, really. No. The Seraphim did end up killing, was it two of the jump guys of the Scourge, and then the Exorcist shot the other 2 off, hitting relatively well with its reduced ballistic skill. 1 survived, and I spent the 2 CP once per game to keep it around. So it sticks around and stays, which is cool. That's really good. Then in combat, I did lose 3 more of my witches, but I put 4 wounds on the Canoness. Oof, 4 wounds. Those witches finding true. They did lose one as well to shooting.
Yes. Plasma pistol from the Canoness.
Correct. The plasma pistol did kill 1, and they just barely passed morale. And then Lilith is sticking right there. She is now on turn 3, and she is going to go for +1 attack starting on the turn. In this, they used Active Faith to basically roll a 5 minimum, and then roll the 6. We got 11 in charge to charge into the puppy dogs. Only killed 1 puppy dog, and the dogs killed 1 of the Seraphim as well. So he has 4 models here. I've got 3. So he takes that away and pulls my banner down. I do get 1 banner for this. However, I do own 2, and I also have that one, but I hold at least more than him. So I get another 15 as we move into turn 3. And here we are after turn 3 movement. I just moved the Claude Fiend back a little bit to make some distance. He stays still. He's actually going to plant the banner because he's probably going to die next turn. And that's okay. This did move up like this and is going to target the Exorcist. And then Lilith moved around with a +1 strength. I'm going to shoot pistols, hopefully kill the Canoness, and then charge in and, either tie in or maybe send Lilith into the tank, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Other than that, I moved the puppy dogs back because I need to make sure I have 1 in every table quarter for engage on all fronts. And I want to shoot and then charge in with my Triptych Whip to see what she can do. However, they do have a 5-up invul save because they're Angelic Visage. Yes. Now, anybody who's worried about points values and stuff like that, the reason things like Dark Eldar and things like that went up so much is because of mobility. And in this game, getting to the objectives and being over the table wins the game. That's it. That's why Raiders went up. That's why Venoms went up. That's why Ravagers went up. That's why Wave Serpents went up. Anything that can move went up. And it shows when you play the missions. With that, let's dive into the shooting phase. End of turn 3 for the Drukhari, the witch cult, starting to take the slaves back to Comera. So I put the banner up over here. Then Lilith walked in and just absolutely murdered the whip lady. And then the Repentia Superior. When Lilith gets going, she gets 7 attacks, exploding on 5s, rerolling hits and wounds against characters. She's just crazy at -4 AP. I'm thinking of giving her a Impaler so she can become 2 damage when she does this, and I think that would be really fun. And then the witches killed off the Canoness. She failed. She almost survived with 1, she almost survived, just 1 failed save. And then the witches tied up the exorcist to prevent it from shooting into the raider, essentially, was the big thing. And then he spent 1 command point. Oh, by the way, over here, the combat. This killed 1 in shooting and then killed 3 in combat. Yep. And then he auto-passed with a miracle dice. So now he's going to flame my Beastpack Master to death. Yep. But that Beastpack Master also with charging... +1 attack drug, triptych whip. That thing had like 8 attacks on the charge. That was for a little 40-point character. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, moving on to turn 3 for the Sisters of Battle, or the Sister of Battle and tank. Okay, moving on to the turn. The Seraphim valiantly put the flamers right into the Beastmaster, doing 1 wound with the flamers, and the Beastmaster turned around in combat, and with 7 attacks with the triptych whip, cut down the Seraphim, while the tank did nothing to the witches, and even in shooting. And then the witches put 1 wound on the exorcist. But with that, the game is over. The field has been taken by the cult of strife. Dun, dun, dun. Now, Rob, you're going to start collecting Sisters of Battle.
Yep.
Cool. You haven't played in a long time either.
No, I haven't.
So this is like your first experience with 9th edition and stuff. So tell me a little bit about like how you felt with the game. Like I know we played power level, right? So it's just very simple to kind of make armies and go that way. And I know we're going to be getting into the Crusade stuff, which is super fun. And Crusade starts at 25 power level. Like you make a 50 power level roster, and then you can play anywhere from like 25 power level up to 50. But what did you think of the game? Like the missions and stuff, just general impressions of your first time playing 9th edition.
I definitely wished I had more multiple scoring units. Definitely, MSU is definitely going to do a lot of work on the table. The killing stuff isn't as much as a big priority as you can score more points in a turn than I feel like you can shoot and kill things. And definitely the new secondaries need some getting used to. But other than that, I felt it went really smooth. A lot of stuff was fleshed out as my first real 9th edition game. And as far as collecting sisters go, definitely want some more Seraphim. They're really good.
Yeah, Seraphim, Zephyrim, and some Rhinos with Repentia in them are still going to be incredibly good moving into 9th edition. I haven't used Witch Cult in a very long time, and I will say I didn't miss Lilith. Oh man, she is fun. When she gets going, she gets going. She's scary. Other than that, it was really fun. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate everybody's support. If you'd like to support the channel, check the links down below on Patreon. Make sure you check miniaturescenery.com. The traits, keyword traits really help you kind of put any terrain that you want down on the table and play with it. So that's really cool. Other than that, we'll be back with another battle report on the channel. This has been Skari and Rob. Signing off until next time. The Dark Kin.